In order to use the stock flywheel, you need this special T60 socket for getting the bolts to bolt the flywheel on. You can make one yourself or buy a specialty one. Here are the bolts inside the flywheel, and they have to be offset to the side so that you can get the tool in there to twist. After I've installed the flywheel, it's time to drive the pilot bearing in, which when that's done, I can install the clutch, disc, and the pressure plate, which will be followed by the transmission itself. Now it's time to install the clutch fork and the new throwout bearing so that the transmission will be able to slip on and function properly. Once I get the bell housing closely lined up, I drive a few of the bolts through and I move the transmission jack out of the way so I can get the rest of the bolts on with using a huge extension to get all the bolts around the bell housing. After the transmission is installed, we can install the custom drive shaft that's been extended on the front half by 3 7/8 of an inch. I still haven't installed my transmission brace because I'm using the angle of the pivot of the transmission to add some slack for me to be able to tighten all these bolts. And after everything is secured, we can go ahead and bolt up the transmission brace as well. Here I'm modifying the 2 plugs that used to plug into the automatic transmission to trick the computer to think that the car is in park, so at least I can start it for now and drive around until I can figure out how to code the rest of the car. For that, I will have a separate video. With everything done, now it's time to test out the car, and before doing all the finalization and putting everything else back together, it's good to check that everything is in working order. As you can see, the car backed up under its own power, so I'm just going to go ahead and finish everything up. Here I cut up the automatic transmission shift lever housing, and I'm gluing the 540i boot to it as like an intermediate patch until I get the OEM part. And I went ahead and put the seat back, slid the makeshift boot over the shift lever, and attached a nice little wooden shifter there that I made myself. Now it looks great, and the car has a manual shift lever. Time to go for its first actual street test. Have to just remove the wheel chuck out of the way, and now we're good to go for a test drive. now I'm driving the 740i around using only the manual transmission and shifting the gears myself, which I cannot believe came into reality. This car feels amazing and I'm very, very happy. These cars should have definitely come with a manual option from factory, because this feels like it drives like a factory car. It drives very good. That pretty much wraps up this video. I hope it came in useful to some of you and there's some information that was helpful. Other than that, I will see you guys in the next one.